Check, check, check. Good afternoon, everyone. It's so nice to see everybody. If you don't know me, I am Mr. Scheffel. I'm the head director at Wallace Middle School, and it is a pleasure to welcome you here today to the Spring Fling concerts. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you would please welcome to the stage Mr. Haynes conducting the beginning band playing Ritual Dance. Okay, before I make a couple announcements and we recognize some students, I just want to sort of have you do a thought exercise with me and think about the time your student brought their instrument home for the first time. And then think about what they did in December, right? Playing Jingle Bells and things like that, and how sort of more simple that was, and then what you just heard. So that's sort of the progress that we make in a year, and I think our students deserve a lot of recognition for that, so kudos to them. So anyway, a couple of real quick things and then we'll recognize some students. I just wanted to make a couple of quick announcements. As we approach the summertime, I wanted to make sure that you knew that there are a lot of really cool band opportunities over the summer. UTSA in San Antonio and Texas State in San Marcos host some really outstanding band camps. If your student is interested in something like that, if you need to get your student out of the house over the summer, I understand how that is. So there's some really cool opportunities for that. So just FYI on that. Our trip to Schlitterbahn is coming up, so just check emails for that. That's on May 20th, so be on the lookout for that. And then one last thing is, if you're looking for updates, if you're looking for things over the summer, just follow the Facebook page, Wallace Middle School Ranger Band, and we'll have updates on things like that. So, okay, I'm going to bring Mr. Haynes back up to give out our first award.
All right, so we decided to give some awards. Well, we always give awards to our beginner students. We have 3 awards to give: Outstanding Brass, Outstanding Woodwind, and Outstanding Percussion. I'm Mr. Haynes, by the way, if you didn't know that. I teach all beginning brass as well as beginning flute class. So the award that I'm going to give today is for Outstanding Brass. This particular student came in at the beginning of the year. They tested, they got on their instrument, and they were having a little bit of trouble at the beginning, but through the first 6 weeks, they got better, they kept working, and even to now, they sound fantastic, and I'm extremely proud of them. My student for Outstanding Brass is Mr. Jordan Martinez on trumpet.
All right. I teach beginning clarinet, beginning saxophone, beginning double reeds, and beginning percussion. And so I've got the pleasure of outstanding woodwind. This student came in at the beginning of the year and has just been really, really consistent. He's just been doing a really, really great job all year. I can tell that he practices. I can tell he works hard. I can tell he really enjoys what he's doing. So it's really, really nice to see him grow and all and that. So the outstanding woodwind for this year is Jonah Scheck. I teach beginning percussion, and this is sort of near and dear to my heart because when I was in 6th grade, I chose percussion mainly because my sister played percussion, and that's what I wanted to do because I just wanted to follow my big sister around. And so this percussionist has been doing a great job all year, learning percussion. The thought is, it's just drums and things like that, but the class has been doing such a great job on all of the implements for the class, and this student in particular has been doing a really great job. So the outstanding percussionist for this year is Lana Soto. Yeah! Totally embarrassed. Okay, real quick, before we play our last piece, I want to say a couple of thank yous. The biggest, I'll save the biggest ones for last, but they're all big. I want to thank our administration at Wallace Middle School. We work at a great school. We teach great students. So our principal, Ms. Carlisle, our APs, Mr. Hernandez, Ms. Gonzalez, Ms. Tyson, and then all of the staff at Haynes High School, and then you, parents. You are the ones who, along with your student, decided to take this plunge into learning an instrument. It's like learning a language. You don't know anything when you start, and then you get really good, like these guys. So I want to thank you, parents, for all of your dedication, all of your persistence, your communication, and just a lot goes into it, and you are the ones who sort of help us through that. So I want to thank you very much. So students on the stage, let's give your parents a round of applause. All right. So our last piece is called Prehistoric Suite. And it's actually got 3 what we call movements in it, so it's kind of little small pieces. And so when we finish one, we're not actually done. So if you will hold your applause until the very end. And again, I just want to highlight beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year, just how much growth these students have made, not only as musicians, not only as people who play instruments, but we hope that we've made our students just better people. So thank you for letting us teach your students, and this is Prehistoric Suite.
Back on stage to play a combined piece with their wind ensemble friends. Okay? I'm Mr. Haynes. I teach symphonic band as well as beginning brass and beginning flute. The first piece you're about to hear is called Cimarron Fanfare. going to go through right now. One is for Outstanding Musician. The other one is Outstanding Achievement in Band. I'm going to start with Outstanding Achievement for Band. So this particular student didn't start with us as a sixth grader. This person came in this year from another school in another city. And anytime that happens, we have to be very we have to be very nice and make sure they fit in well with all the people at Wallace and the people in the band. And this person did an excellent job. But they actually did an even better job at playing. They're a fantastic musician, and I'm really happy to present this award for Outstanding Achievement to Santiago Ramirez. All right, the second and final award for Symphonic Band is Outstanding Musician. This particular student likes to play their instrument loud, and oftentimes during most of the rehearsals, and then the next day so this typically happens every day, but this person is also a very charismatic person. When they come in, they shout my name, how's it going, how's your day going, and when it's first period, it's going okay at that point, but I wouldn't say it's that vibe or that level at that point. But this person is an outstanding musician, and this award goes to Ava Bear. All right, this is Symphonic's final band piece by themselves, and it's called Stonehenge.
Hello. Welcome. For those of you who may not have been here earlier, my name is Mr. Scheffel, and I am the head director at Wallace Middle School. And the group in front of you is the Wallace Middle School Wind Ensemble. And we're excited to present our spring concert to you. Lots of fun music, lots of high energy music. So we're hoping you enjoy it. And we're going to start with a gallop march called Mad Dash. So we hope you enjoy it. That's a lot of fun. I like marches. Marches are a very summery kind of thing to play, 4th of July and things like that. So I like marches heading into the summer. Okay, a couple things before we play our next piece. Just a couple of sort of house cleaning things. I like to sort of go backwards through the calendar. If your student is an 8th grader and they play school an instrument, they'll turn it in at the end of the year. And then if they're moving on to high school, they will receive an instrument from there. Our Schlittermann trip is May 20th. If you haven't had a chance to pay that fee yet, money's due by May 15th. Cash, check, rev track, all that kind of fun stuff. And then auditions. The 7th graders have auditions coming up pretty soon. They'll play that music here coming up in about a week or so. And then these are important things. These are really important things, I think, because I think these are cool things that our students can do. There's a couple of band camps they can do over the summer. One is at UTSA in San Antonio, and one of them is at Texas State in San Marcos. It doesn't matter what grade they're in, they are welcome to attend those. That is an excellent, excellent way to get your child out of the house. Traditionally, band camps that are held at universities, they'll stay at dorms, have fun, they'll go on trips, and it's just a really cool way to meet new people, still play your instrument, get to learn from new directors, because I'm sure they get sick and tired of me, and just sort of learn and be on some cool campuses. So those are two of the band camps. And then one more that I want to highlight and make sure everybody understands and knows about. And I know there's been slides about it, is the Haynes. I think this is the first time we're doing this in the district. If you have an 8th grader and they're continuing in to high school band, there's a Haynes CISD, so the entire district, they're hosting a high school band camp over the summer. So that's another great way to sort of get your kids out of the house. I can't speak to all the details in terms of what they're doing and working on, but I know they're going to have a lot of fun, and I know they're going to have a great time. So that's just something to keep an eye out for. And then one more thing, if you're a 7th grader or an 8th grade parent, and you want to continue to follow us on Facebook at Wallace Middle School Ranger Band, that's a great way to see pictures and updates and just general info. And we try to really be communicative and get that information out on that page as well as email. So it's just a fun way to follow us. So, and we will be posting and doing reminders and stuff over the summer. So just another way to do that. Okay, our second piece is a cool Brian Balmage's piece. It's called Escape from the Deep. Lots of energy on this one. So we hope you enjoy Escape from the Deep. Okay. At this point, I want to do a couple of recognitions. I have to apologize for not doing this at December. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So I want to recognize a bunch of our students. And the first set of students, they don't know I'm doing this, but they're finding out now. We had students audition for region band and district band way back in the fall. And we did awesome. The kids did an awesome job. And so if you are a student in the wind ensemble who placed in the district band, will you stand up? District band? If you remember. And then if you placed in the region band, stay standing up. If you placed in the region band, stay standing up. And then we had a couple of students place in regional orchestra. So if you did regional orchestra, stand up. Awesome, thanks guys. Okay, next thing, sort of going forward is I want to celebrate this because not everybody gets a chance to be there, but this group in March every year does a performance called UIL Sight Reading Evaluation, contest and sight reading evaluation, where they play for 3 judges in 2 rooms. This year they played some particularly challenging music, more challenging music than I've done while I've been here at Wallace, and they did a great job. I couldn't have asked for a better group with that music, and so I want to give them a round of applause for this. They got straight 1s, and actually this is the 10th year in a row that this group has gotten straight 1s. So the continued success here at Wallace Middle School is pretty awesome, so I want to give them a round of applause for that. Next thing, and this is again going to require participation, everybody. We did solo ensemble in April, and if you received a 1 on your solo or your ensemble, go ahead and stand up. Thanks, guys. All right. So we've had a lot of success this year. And I'll get into more of this later when we have our combined group, but it is a privilege to teach these students and to be at Wallace Middle School. I'll say a little more about that later, but I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, we have 2 awards we want to give out this year. One of them is Outstanding Achievement in Band, and the other is Outstanding Musician, so I'm going to start with Outstanding Achievement in Band. This student has just sort of been thoroughly consistent. I don't have one complaint about this student. He's a good person. I mean, they're all good people, but he's such a good person. He always says hello to me every day, and he's been a rock for this group. And it's tough because when you're the only person playing that instrument, you know, it's tough. And especially when you sort of have to create the bottom bass of the band by yourself, that's hard. And so this year's Outstanding Musician is our awesome tuba player, Joel. Okay, last award. And I do want to point out too, we do have one more student award coming at the end of the year. That's sort of part of our awards assembly at the end of the year. But my other outstanding musician for the wind ensemble, I've taught him since he was in 6th grade. He's just been consistently outstanding on his instrument. I know he practices hard. I know he works hard. He's very easy to teach and very easy to be around, which I know is hard sometimes for middle school. But he's just an outstanding young man, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to teach in terms of my outstanding musician. So my outstanding musician is William Hall. last piece for the wind ensemble. I let these kids sort of listen to a couple things, and I want to do something fun and just sort of let them sort of pick something that would be cool. And so we settled on Up from the Pixar movie Up. So we hope you enjoy our last piece, which is selections from Up. second, because we're not done. While we get the symphonic band up here for our final piece. Give us one moment, thank you. Okay, I'll explain why I had to do that here in a second. Okay, before we play our last piece, I would like to say a few thank yous. After all, this is our spring concerts. It's the last concert of the year. And so the first people that I'd really like to thank are the administration at Wallace Middle School, our amazing, awesome Ambassador Award winning Principal of the Year, Miss Carlisle. Let's give her a round of applause. Miss Carlisle, where are you? She's awesome. Of course, our APs, Mr. Hernandez, Mrs. Gonzalez, Ms. Tyson. We can't do what we do without them. So thank you so much. Ms. Patty Moreno, our Fine Arts Director, and I'm not sure if she's here or not, and Mr. Jason Adam, who I know is here, our Assistant Fine Arts Director. Let's give them a round of applause. The staff at Barton Middle School, we collaborate with them, we speak with them constantly, bounce ideas off of each other. It's nice to have a team like this, and I can't thank them enough, Ms. Rashuber and her team. So thank you to the Barton folks. And then of course, the team at Haynes High School. I can't speak highly enough of them and how just awesome they are. Mr. Rashuber, Mr. Collins, Mr. Venegas, Mr. Briones, and Ms. Carroll. Also, thank you for everything that you do. And I can't tell you 8th grade parents enough, if your students are going on, they're in good hands. You have nothing to worry about. So we're excited about seeing them in 8th grade and just continuing on. So thank you to those folks as well. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to thank Mr. Haynes. I can't do this job without him. He's a huge support, he's just, my right-hand person. We're a team. We like working together, and I can't do this without him. So thank you, Mr. Haynes. Also, he's hilarious if you've never heard him tell a joke. I personally would like to thank my family, parents who are here. It's very cool that you are at your child's band concert. My parents have been coming to my band concerts and my football games for, I don't want to say how many years. And so just thank you to them, and thank you to my family for your support. And then the last two groups of people I want to thank. Parents. It is a joy to teach your students. We don't say it enough. We don't email it out enough. But it is an absolute joy and an absolute pleasure. Are there days where we're frustrated? Of course. Are there days where things maybe don't go as planned? Of course. But we are very, very lucky to teach the students that we teach at Wallace Middle School. And we are very lucky to have the people who support us. That includes you. And I want to thank you from me personally for being a great support system. So thank you very much. And then the last group of people I want to thank, of course, are the students. Thank you for a great year. Thank you for everything you've done. I know we've got 3 weeks left. And we still got some work to do, but it's been a great year. However, there is one group of people that I do really want to recognize. 8th grade parents, if you will kind of think back with me, however much you maybe don't want to. It's March 2020, your students are 5th graders, and the world changes. And they go into a new school, a new system, and it's completely turned upside down. They're at home virtually. A couple of these kids were virtual at home all year as 6th graders. They had to learn socially distanced. They had to learn with all these new rules in all their classrooms, and they persevered, and I am thankful, and I truly believe that these kids are going to be just fine. And I just, I want to recognize those students because they went through a lot, and they have persevered and done an amazing job. And I cannot wait for them to graduate from high school and become adults because I know they're going to be awesome. So if you're an 8th grader, will you stand up and be recognized, please, 8th graders? Thanks, guys. All right, this is a real treat, this last piece. So in, I think August, maybe July, I think August, Mr. Haynes told me, hey, we've got an email from Mr. Jack Wilds, and he wants to write a piece for us, or he wrote a piece for us. So if you've never been a part of this, when a composer writes a piece for any school or community band or something, that's a really special deal. Because that piece is ours. And at the top of the score of this piece, which is where all my music is, it says, dedicated to the Wallace Middle School Band, Kyle, Texas, Paul Scheffel and Michael Haynes, directors. So this is something that Mr. Wiles wrote for us. And so this is a really special thing. I mean, it is a world premiere of a piece, which is very cool and very special for us. Mr. Wiles, will you turn the house lights up? Mr. Wiles, where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here, bud? I can't see you. You here? I guess not. Shout out if you're there, Mr. Wilds. Okay, I guess he's not here. Anyway, so Mr. Wilds, Mr. Jack Wilds is a professor at Texas State, and he's a composer who's been composing for bands all over the country, and people all over the country play his music, and he's just an awesome, awesome composer, so we are very, very lucky to have him. So thank you again for being here. I hope that you and your students have a fantastic and safe summer. This is the combined Wallace and Symphonic Band with the premiere of The Jester's Gallop by Jack Wilds.
And they have not rehearsed this at all together, except for the 2 seconds I just did, so.
Thank you again. Y'all have a great evening.